Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. Previously we saw that Mofon was somehow able to awaken the rare fire and even more rare lightning talents, but has decided to keep that a secret from everyone. Mofon would later manage to rescue his classmates during a field trip, but the chief instructor would begin to wonder if Mofon is hiding something. The story continues as we see that 2 months have passed and Mofon credits his pendant with increasing his progress by 20%. He noticed that his classmate's level 1 fire magic barely damaged the wolf, but his level 2 fire magic did major damage. This makes him curious about what level 2 thunder magic will be able to do since thunder is the strongest element. He realizes that he isn't strong enough yet since he couldn't rely solely on magic in the fight and needs to improve faster. He remembers that his pendant will be able to upgrade itself if it is fed large amounts of energy, and if it gets to the spirit level, it would speed up his progress by 40%. The stuff the pendant needs to feed on costs money, so he begins to consider if he should become a bounty hunter since they are all well paid and he would gain combat experience. The next day, Mofon goes to the bounty hunter's hall and finds 2 men looking over their options for hunter jobs. The jobs are far too difficult for inexperienced mages, so one of the men wonders if he should join the monster hunters instead, since the salary is good and they have a roof above their head. The man is told that he would never be hired as the monster hunters only hire the best of the best. Mofon sees that there are a lot of people attempting to join the monster hunters and is told to not bother interviewing since it would only be a waste of time. Someone as young as Mofon wouldn't stand a chance since the hunters fight real monsters. However, the man explains that what is most important is the talent you have, and if someone has the fire talent, they might have a better chance at being hired even if they are very inexperienced. Mofon asks about those who have the lightning talent, and the man can only laugh since only 1 in 1,000 get that talent. He explains that every team would want them regardless of experience, but they wouldn't even need to go to the hall since the rich and powerful would have snapped them up already. We then see that the monster hunters are becoming frustrated with the weak applicants they are seeing, as their leader only wants powerful, experienced, elite mages. The man from earlier waits in the interview line and is disappointed to see Mofon in the line as well since he knows that it's his first time at the hall. When questioned, Mofon lies and tells them that he has already graduated and that his name is Fanmo. The hunters explain that they are only looking for mid-level hunters, but Fanmo isn't even certified. However, Fanmo proves to them that he has the lightning talent and the hunter captain reveals himself to welcome him to their team. Fanmo explains that he is not certified, but the captain says he will get it for him. Fanmo has no experience, but the captain says he will gain some. Fanmo has only achieved level 1, but that actually impresses the captain since it's harder to upgrade the lightning talent. He is introduced to the other members but are interrupted by news of a monster on the loose. The captain tells Fanmo to wait for them to return, but he asks that he go along since he is already part of the team. It is revealed that the disturbance is happening at his sister's school. Mofon can't help but worry when it is explained that a student has gone missing and Zenzaya doesn't answer her phone. The team split up and Fanmo is tasked with checking the cafeteria. While there, Zenzaya would finally return his call and explain that she is safe, but witness says another student had been going into the cafeteria when she was leaving. Mofon explains that she should worry about taking care of herself only, just as a monster appears behind him. Mofon can barely manage to avoid its attacks and the other hunters make their way to him after sensing the monster. There is nowhere for Mofon to run, so he determines he must fight it. Just as the monster unleashes its attack, the rest of the team arrive and demonstrate their difference in strength and experience. The captain uses level 3 fire magic to deal massive damage, putting the monster down. However, Sayaki becomes a bit careless and isn't able to defend Chai in time, but Fanmo's lightning ability saves her. The captain is furious with Sayaki for not being prepared since it's her responsibility to protect the others using her water talent. Fanmo is then praised for his quick reaction and promoted to a full-time member of the team. Mofon must contain his excitement when he realizes that a promotion means a higher salary and maybe even some bonuses. The rat's spirit emerges from its corpse and is consumed by Mofon's pendant, and no one else seems to be able to see it. Unfortunately though, the rat spirit is weak and doesn't do much to upgrade the pendant. It is then revealed that the team could not find the missing girl, but there is evidence that other monsters had dragged her through a deep tunnel that was found. The team debates whether or not to go in after them and determine that the girl might already be dead. The captain decides to alert the Association of Magical Societies since it's something they cannot handle. Later, it's explained that the association has taken over the matter and the captain once again praises Fanmo after originally underestimating him. They tease Chai for owing her life to him, but determine Fanmo must already be taken since they found his phone with dozens of missed calls from a girl. That night, it is revealed to have been his sister calling since she had heard the fight over the phone and was worried sick. He reassures her that he can take care of himself and gives her a play-by-play of his victorious battle. The next day, Fanmo receives his first check and it is explained that their decisive action has earned them a bonus. Elsewhere, we see that Muhei is a bit of a pervert when he goes to inform Yuang that he has been called to see his father. Muhei is impressed with his progress so far, but Yuang believes he has not been progressing fast enough. Muhei explains that he has reached level 2 magic much faster than his peers and won't be long before reaching level 3. Yuang is growing impatient though, since that will take at least a year, and compares himself to Ningsu. Muhei reminds him though that Ningsu is an exceptional person and he should not compare himself to her. Furthermore, his focus should only be on teaching Mofon a lesson, but Yuang believes that he is not a worthy opponent. When speaking to his father, Yuang explains that he wishes he had chosen a more worthy opponent. Mizao agrees that it is beneath him to duel with a loser like Mofon, but explains that it is what the principal wanted. Furthermore, it is what must be done as his first step in controlling the city, and this captures his interest. Mizao goes on to explain that one person every year is chosen to practice in something called the Sacred Spring. The school and all the old families desperately want that opportunity. Mizao wants Yuang to display his overwhelming power against Mofon to send a message to everyone. Elsewhere, Muhei explains to Bai that Ningsu is the true heir to the family and that Yuang is only meant to be a stepping stone for her. Bai wonders if Mofon will earn the right to practice in the Sacred Spring if he is victorious against Yuang, but is told that it would never happen. We then get a glimpse of a bright light that seems to emanate from a one-eyed monster. In class, Mofon must explain that he hasn't been around lately because he has been busy saving the city, when Zhang wonders if Zou has a thing for Mofon. Zou asks if he is free that night, and Mofon thinks about how she must have fallen for him when he saved her from the wolf. He plans to let the poor girl down easy by explaining that their priority at that age is to study, but agrees to see her that night anyway. That night, he wonders how odd of a place that is for a first date, and Zou explains that is where the tremors had occurred. Her grandmother has been feeling nightly tremors coming from there, and the place is believed to be haunted, but she refuses to move. The reason Zou asked Mofon to come was so that he could investigate, since he is the top-ranked mage in school, which seems to disappoint him a bit. He makes his way into the abandoned building and thinks about how she was smart to ask him for help, since he is one of the monster hunters and has managed to bag 8 to 9 monsters so far. He uses some revealing powder to see footsteps of a monster, and Zou wonders if they should inform a hunter, but Mofon knows that won't be necessary. Just then, the one-eyed wolf monster appears as it's finished up a meal, and Zou is terrified as the two of them are only students with no chance of fighting it. This wolf is twice as big as the ones that have been shown in class, and Mofon explains that there are several homeless there that the wolf may have been feeding on. Zou wants to run away, so Mofon tells her to go to her grandmother, evacuate her block, and call the police there. Zou doesn't wait though and begins to call the cops there, which only manages to attract the monster. Mofon tells her to follow through with his instructions, but she doesn't want to leave him to die. He manages to convince her though, and is left to fight the monster alone. This wolf is much stronger than the one before, and Mofon only manages to survive its attack because of his magical armor. We then see that Chai, the hunter who is also a member of the Mu family, has received Fanmo's signal, and Zou directs them to the building where her friend Mofon is. Mofon prepares to use his fire attack just as Chai and Yuang arrive to subdue the monster. Chai has only seen Fanmo with a mask on, so she doesn't recognize him, but remembers Mofon from a memory long ago. She explains how he is the one that insulted the Mu family to Yuang, and he can't believe how much of a coward he is for running without hesitation. Chai contacts the captain, informing him that the monster seems to have mutated after absorbing power leak from the Sacred Spring, and requests they find Fanmo immediately so he can use his lightning magic to sedate it. Mofon changes into his disguise and explains that as a student his talent is fire, and as a hunter his talent is lightning. Keeping them separate is important so that no one knows he has more than one talent. The captain requires that everyone focus since the mutated wolf can kill them all in an instant. The problem is, ice and lightning alone won't be able to kill the beast, and if the captain were to use his fire magic, that would only free the monster from its ice prison. Their main goal now is to keep the wolf from escaping and attacking the city while they wait for help from the association. However, that proves to be difficult as the monster breaks free and they realize that it has begun to evolve into an even stronger monster. Thanks for watching part 3. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I'll know you guys want me to continue the series and I'll make a part 4.